What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy, and here's my movie review on Game Night, directed by John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, the directors of Vacation and the screenwriters of Spider-Man Homecoming, and it stars Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, Lamorne Morris, and in this film, Max and Annie, played by Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, are a competitive game couple that hosts weekly game nights with a group of friends. But when Max's brother, Brooks, played by Chandler, comes to town, he arranges a murder mystery game which leads the group to solve the mystery of what's real or not about the game. Wow. And the trailers of this movie didn't do it for me. It didn't invest me or get excited. And I was looking at the trailers. I was like, I don't know. Is it trying to show it's funny and stuff? I thought it was just putting itself out there, just trying to make another bad comedy. I didn't know for sure. And usually comedies in recent years hadn't worked. We've seen that before. And some have worked in the past in recent years. And we have seen that before. And I went in this movie with very, very low expectations. I said, let me just see this out. Let me just check it out. And I went to the movie theater and I left out pleasantly surprised. It's a funny movie. It's really funny. It's very clever too. I like this movie. This is probably the funniest comedy movie I've seen in 2018. There's probably gonna be more, but let me get to talk about this movie. What I liked about it is how these two directors and the screenwriter did in this film. Their direction in this film was very unique at how they make it, because usually when you watch sitcoms and you see game nights, you know what to expect. You know, like a bunch of couples playing games and stuff, either that the spouses play against each other, like a male or a female in the games. But this was just like a blast how they use the jokes in this movie on the movies we have seen in the past. They'll like do like stuff like charades and stuff, or game boards that we have played in the past, that it can relate to. It relates to everybody, where everybody is involved in this movie, and it does that well. And I actually was smiling and laughing in the film of how good it was, and it was just so funny. And I loved how the actors give off the comedic chops. They really do well, and they really actually have great chemistry with each other. And that's the thing I liked about this movie. The chemistry really worked, because I didn't know, because usually that's where comedies have issues with the chemistry with each other, where they play off each other, one another, and that's really where I was looking for, especially with the couples. Let me mention the couples like Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. Those two was just two thumbs up. I really believe they were husband and wife in this movie, and they really did well. They really did well again with each other, and I think that really gives it off. And Jason Bateman, I like the Jason Bateman from Horrible Bosses, so I was really pleasantly happy how he was in this film when he was given the comedic chops and all that. And Rachel McAdams did well too on some parts that I thought she was funny in, and it was just everything was good about them. And another character I really like when they encounter during the film is the cop, the next door cop named the character Jesse Plemons. He was, oh my goodness, he's kind of like this creepy neighbor that just he's a cop. He's kind of like the creepy cop neighbor, just looks and he talks, and he was like touching the dog and just looks with that expression on his face. I just thought that was funny, and it can be disturbing at times the way he looks. Cause you're like, this guy, I don't know what he's doing. He kind of looks creepy. It was just funny. The expressions in this movie what makes the movie funny a little bit. When things happen, when there's no dialogue in the film, when there's no dialogue, you can actually laugh at what's going on a scene, especially with Jason Bateman and the dog, which I really was laughing when Jason Bateman was a dog. I'm not going to give out any spoilers if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. One scene with Jason Bateman and his dog, he was doing something with the dog, trying to like wipe something off on him, because when the dog was dirty, it just kind of you cut it's some type of mystery thing he's trying to get rid of, and it was just so funny. I don't want to say too much because it give out sports. And another couple, Lamorne Morris and Kylie Bunbury, those two, oh my goodness, was I was laughing. I was laughing so hard. Those two, what makes that unique about those two is he's trying to learn her. They trying to learn each other about their past and stuff. Especially Lamorne trying to learn his wife past. It becomes really funny, and I like that aspect because it kind of would get repeated multiple times in this film, but it leads on to things where we're like, oh, okay, and it becomes real funny, especially her who she was having, who she got a relationship in the past. It just was so funny. It's so much. It was funny at that aspect, and I thought it was just so great. I think the whole couples they cast it well. Who was the wife and husband in the film? They do so well with that, and I think that's where that movie gets a thumbs up for. And the comedic chops were just on point, like just like that. And some of it I kind of like said okay, and some of them I just didn't laugh at. That's the things I will say. One of my negatives. Some of the jokes in the beginning of the film I just didn't grab. I think as it went on, when the brother showed up, I was like, okay, it started rolling when the games were going as they were playing. It really started rolling, and I really like said, okay, now we're cooking, and I was just laughing, and I just had tears. And one of the issues I did have with the film is towards the third act, I kind of felt myself like because the first 30, the first and second act, I was like, okay, I was laughing. Then towards the third act, it kind of like tried to be serious and funny at the same time. I didn't know where the twist was going to turn. That was one of the things I kind of had, but you probably won't care because you will be laughing so much you probably won't even notice the flaws. For me, I just found myself towards the third act. I didn't find it a little funny. I was like, I laughed at a couple of it in the third act, but just one of it, and it showed up in the trailer. If you know what I'm talking about, it showed up towards the third act. I was like, okay, seeing it. So that's one of the things I kind of did have a problem with. One of the jokes didn't do it for me. Some of it did. And one of the reference does show up that if you've seen, I'm going to just say it, not a spoiler. It's a David Fincher film, and it gets mentioned like 2 or 3 times in the film. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. It actually came up in the film. I was like, oh, I was just laughing. It was like crazy. I was like, oh, it finally showed up in the film. That's one of the things I forgot to mention earlier. That's one of the parts I think you like, oh, you'll enjoy. That's one of the things I like and the negatives I have with the film. Overall, it's a total blast. I think you need to check it out. It's a funny film, one of the best comedies of 2018. I can't wait the other one to see how other comedies do in 2018. See what else gonna come out. But this is one of my favorites. I say right now, I love this movie to death, and I'm going to give Game Night a B+. Let me know your opinions down below about Game Night. Tell me, what do you think about the film? What was your favorite moments of that film? Tell me what you think about it. And what's your favorite comedy movie? I would love to know that. Personally, I think Coming to America is one of them, and Horrible Bosses. There's so many comedy movies in my head, I can't think of the top of my head, but there's a lot of them that I did like from the 80s and 90s. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, click thumbs up. Or if you're new to the channel, click subscribe. That's why I can see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.